morning. Good morning, everyone. I see Yvonne and Denise and Daryl and Connie and Rebecca. 56 degrees here you're by the Ohio. I didn't realize. Well, wait a minute. Of course you are, because the Ohio River is right out behind the Science Center. Didn't we look out the window and see the Ohio River at the Science Center? That's right. The mighty Ohio. Believe me, I've been studying the flood plain of the Ohio, and I've been doing a lot of studying of the floodplain all over there, looking for property because there's a lot of water coming off that Ohio River, the Mississippi River. Wow. And you really have to, there's this app on this realtor.com has this map app, and you click flood and it shows you where all the potential flooding is in a property that you might be looking for, which is just amazing. And so I don't think they all have that. So as soon as I find an address in one app, I go to realtor.com and I look at that flooding app. It also has crime and noise, although they're not always good about, figuring out the noise thing. Good morning, Haffy. Good morning, Tina. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good morning, Emmanuel. And Dave is here from North Carolina, organic gardening in North Carolina. I'm just going to be on for an hour today. It's going to be a busy day. I have made the decision to leave. And it was absolutely affirmed yesterday when I went and had lunch with an old friend of mine. In fact, I've known him since the first year I lived here, 1988. So back then he had black hair, and now he's got white hair. And so he still looks great, though. But just being in West Hollywood, I'm over it. That's all I can say. I never thought I would, I used to have such admiration for this city, and I'm ready to leave. So I sort of said my goodbyes yesterday. It was hot. It felt like an asphalt jungle over there, and there were people in your face. And driving home, well, I won't even say what I saw. You don't even want to know what I saw on the street when I was driving home. So I'm leaving. Hi, Brian. Good morning, Lisa. And good morning, Patrick from South Korea. Thank you so much, Patrick. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Patricia. Fantastic. How are things going down there, Patricia? I know you've had your hands full for some time. Sharon is here from Pittsburgh. Sharon, I've seen you've visited my Young Living website a few times. Be sure and reach out to me if you have any questions or you want to get involved. I'd absolutely love that. All hands are on deck now for me to leave, and I am leaving unless I find a house today. And actually, there are some new listings today to consider. But Jack our meteorologist, just texted and said he wants to know how long I'm going to be on because they're going to a pumpkin farm. How much fun is that? People actually doing real fun, normal things. And I'm happy to hear that he's doing that. Gina is here. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I hope she gets better very soon, Gina. And please give her my love and give her a great big dose of late bloomer love. Yes, I am escaping, or going to try to escape. Yaniris is here. Good morning. And to get your pumpkins in southern Indiana. How far is that from where you are? Mm. Ah. So, Patricia, your daughter had the virus? I'm sorry, I forgot about that. You know, it's funny. I'm not really heading south. I'm heading straight east. Literally, I think the where does the I-10? I'm looking this up just to remind myself. Um, never mind. My search didn't know what I was asking, but I think that I take the 10 most of the way, and somehow I run into I-40, and I'm going to have to refresh my memory. Oh, that's great, Patricia. I'm glad to hear that. And you know, uh, Jack, our budding meteorologist Jack, harvested two beautiful lemons yesterday. He likes to send me pictures of his things he harvests. And even though he's in Maryland, he takes this lemon tree in and out, it keeps it over the winter inside the house. Harvested two big, beautiful lemons, and he said he made several pound cakes. And then he made, oh, what did he make? Um, he made something wonderful with the other lemon. Oh, shrimp scampi. Doesn't that sound delightful? Oh, gosh. That's a good question, Yvonne. I'm going to Tennessee, but I don't know where yet. I have a possibility of a rental house, or there's 3 or 4 new listings, and as soon as I get off, that's why I'm not staying on too long today. As soon as I get off, we're gonna hopefully Daryl and Denise can go and see them, and I'm gonna make a decision. So, but I have made the decision to leave, whether I have a place to go to or not. I have plenty of people that I can stay with. Um, Jack has my room ready in Phoenix, and Linda has the guest house reserved for me for as long as I want in Lubbock. And my friend Linda decided some years ago that had always wanted to have a vineyard, and so she doesn't have a very big space, but she had enough space in her backyard to to plant a little vineyard, and so I can't wait to see that. She wanted me to come and help her with it months ago, but you know, this year did not turn out the way everyone might have thought it might have turned out. I certainly had no idea that I would come here and not really even finish unpacking and then pack to leave. So, but I decided yesterday that's it. I'm not waiting any longer to leave. So this is a huge step for me. I've lived here for 32 years. I've had the same. I've had all these friends. I have many friends here, friends from my old neighborhood. I have acting friends. I have 2 free classes at the comedy workshop. Remember, I was going to like the beginning of the year. I qualified for 2 free classes, $1,000 savings, but I'm leaving, and that's just it. So I am. I feel good about it, and I feel blessed, and I feel blessed that I have the opportunity to go. Like my neighbor downstairs, she goes, "I'd love to go, but," she said, "I can't go." You know, her mother lives with her. She doesn't have any money, and she can't go. Let's see. 3 pumpkins, fantastic. Yes, I probably will be. Daryl, let's see. Mix is here from Latvia. Mix, how are things going in Latvia? You must be almost 20 years old by now. You've been following me for years. Yes, a lot of people from Boston are moving to Tennessee, Yaneris. Um, my friend told me that. Um, thank you, Tina. I really appreciate that. Who sang that song, Gina? I am woman, hear me roar. Let's see. I forget who sang that. That was such a big hit. Those were the days when women were coming into themselves and all of that. We've sort of been relegated to the background again. Um, oh, I see, Brian. Okay, let's see. Uh, I don't know, Nurse. I don't think so. I think I'm just I don't even think I'm going to say goodbye. I'm just going to leave. It's weird. 16. You're still just 16, Mix. Okay. I've forgotten. Patrick, my main goal to share this next year is my victory garden. Now, the problem is I'm going to be arriving over there in winter or the beginning of winter. And unless I can wind up close to Daryl and Denise, but mainly Daryl, because Daryl has a dumper truck that he was going to get me wood chips and leaves and manure to get started building my soil, But what I'm finding is just properties with, the only house that's move-in ready, so to speak, is there's no land. And so you would literally have to just start throwing some raised beds down on the ground with uh, weed cloth underneath it. And of course, I've never had to deal with things like groundhogs or voles or moles or any snakes I have been really lucky that way. I'm an urban gardener, and that hasn't been my experience. The worst thing that I had to deal with were raccoons, and they weren't interested in the vegetables. They were just digging up grubs all the time, causing a mess. And quite literally one time, the raccoons, after they dig, they like to clean up, and so they literally tipped over my bird bath to wash their hands. So the bird bath the bowl was tipped, and the water was all muddy. Anyway, Connie is on today, and Connie lives in Los Angeles, and we're making an arrangement now for her to take some of my plants. If I get into a situation where I believe, yes, the Smokies are beautiful to visit, very beautiful. It's beautiful. But there's the park, and then there's outside the park in the Smokies. And outside the park, you could have a good neighbor, and it could have not a good neighbor. There's a lot more drug use and stuff, I understand, in Eastern Tennessee. I shouldn't even say that because there are people that live over there that are, I'm sure, do just fine. But I have been cautioned about going not too far east. So I would like to not be in a flood zone so that I'm not stuck. And a lot of these farms that I'm finding, there's very often a creek that runs at the front entrance to the property. And when that floods, then you can't get out of the property, and you could be stuck up there for weeks. So that wouldn't be fun. Amal is here from Saudi. I know I interrupted myself. I was saying, yes, Shasha, that's another issue. So even though I want to be in a place where I have at least 3 or 4 acres, I found a place this morning. I literally was on for hours yesterday. Did not see this place. Today it's on and it's contingent. Okay, what happened? I didn't even get a chance. It's 4.5 acres, little house, perfect size, not great inside, but nothing is. The only move-in ready houses I find are in these nice, neat little neighborhoods with flat yards that are only like a half an acre. And yes, you can grow a lot in a half an acre. I had much less than a half an acre in Late Bloomer Garden 1.0, but it's different. It's really different. And of course, as you know, some neighborhoods, they don't want all these big vegetable garden things happening in the front yards in these neighborhoods. So, and I sort of have this vision of being in this place with beautiful shade trees, because trees, I've talked to you many times about how much I love trees and how much they speak to me and give me peace and serenity and connect me with God. And I love being in the presence of mature trees. And none of these, neighborhoods, they just have bald yards. There's one little dinky tree right in the front. And, and it makes it easier to take care of for people who are raising children and stuff. I understand that. But that's not what I want. So I don't know that I'm going to find what I want. Yes, was it Helen Reddy that sang that song? And I believe she just passed away. And she passed away, I'm pretty sure, in the motion picture home out in Sherman Oaks. And that's where I always said that, I wanted to end up my life out there in the motion picture home, because they, rather than just going to some nursing home or assisted living or something like my mother's in, the place out there is fantastic. It's like a little village that makes you feel like you're still in the business. They have a little radio station, and you can write plays, and there's workshops, and there's a great gym and fabulous swimming pool and all of that. And I always said, okay, that's where I want to be when I'm old. But I guess not. I guess I'm leaving. Okay, let's see. So, Patrick, I think I was answering your question. Is the goal is Victory Gardens 2020. I'd like to get started on my Victory Gardens in 2020. My Victory Garden in 2020. I want to keep encouraging everyone else, even though I may not have one yet. I want to encourage everyone else to have one, and to talk to other people about having one, because there's nothing, and I mean nothing, right now that's more important than growing your own food. I can't think of anything that's more important than that right now. Because we're definitely going to have food security issues. I just don't think there's any way around that. So let's see. So I think it's very fitting that we're talking about Helen Reddy today, because I think she just passed away, and that's fantastic that Gina mentioned her song. Tess is here from Sister Marcel's Backyard Garden. And remind everybody where that is, Tess, because I don't remember. Ramblin' Rose is here. And Ramblin' Rose is going to have to remind us where she is too. And let's see. Interesting. Rebecca's talking about putting down milky spore to get rid of the Japanese beetle larva, which will cut down on groundhogs and moles. You mean, I thought the groundhogs and moles ate the plants. I didn't know they were like raccoons, and they're after grubs. Is that the case, Rebecca? I really don't know where you can get garlic. Does anybody know? Happy is asking where he can get garlic. I haven't ordered anything because I don't know where I'm going to be. Let's see. Amal is here. I said that. I hope you're doing well, Amal, in Saudi. It's true, Daryl. Yes, I'm definitely doing the hardware cloth. Um, yes, yes, and Rebecca confirmed what I was saying, that the eastern parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, not to mention West Virginia, which I believe, what is the town right across from Ashland in West Virginia? That is ground zero for the opioid epidemic. Uh, I guess so, Shasha. And I was really, really, really dumb, you know, last March when the house closed where I lived. I should have been on it, and I should have bought a house in April in Tennessee. And now it's so hard. Mary Hyde is asking about Lyndon. Yes, she will be going with me. She is right down there. This is underneath this desk is where she sleeps all day. She's doing pretty well. Her bowels are not functioning on a regular basis. But Vanita said Dr. Zach Bush, who I've recommended to you guys before, Dr. Zach Bush is one of the very few triple board certified doctors in the country. So I highly recommend that you follow him, and he has a lot of information on the gut biome. And I have a feeling that mine is off too, because I really haven't felt that well almost since I got back from the last trip. And it seemed to be sinus related. And, historically, when I've gone from more humid to more dry, my sinuses go through an adjustment period, you might say. And this time, this adjustment period has lasted for 2 weeks. So it's been bad. But yes, the plan will be, Connie just sent me information, which I requested, about I'm either going to do U-load, which is also a container that they bring. I have to figure out how in the world I am going to create 4 empty parking spaces in front of this, on this public street in front of this building, to get that thing dropped off. But my son has agreed to come and help me. Yes. And if I can get that booked tomorrow, I am going to book that, either the pod, I think it's called pod or pods, or this U-load. Do it that way, because since I have stuff at my storage facility. I'm sorry I'm not talking about gardening, but my mind is just filled with how do I get out of here? And some of the plants are going to go to Connie's. Vanita is taking my blueberry bushes in that big container, if we can get it into her car today. She is coming today. We're going to start paring down plants. Jack Davis, as you saw on the last live stream. So the plan will be, the general overarching plan will be, I'll be leaving at the end of the month. They will take the pod away, and then at some moment, either that day or the next morning, I will drive out of here, take my son back to the airport, and leave. And with my cat and my bug out bag and some plants. And some of those plants are going to wind up in a little late bloomer 1.0 section of Epic Yard Farm 2.0, which will be really cool, I think. And because since I don't know where I'm going to be and I can't put live plants in a pod, which might go into storage on the other end if I can't close on a house and I I don't have any place to go to immediately. So during the live stream, Patricia is like looking for I don't want to be on a highway. Patricia, I don't want to be on a highway. Yeah, I just saw the address. And yeah. So yeah, so it's called pods. And my son did it, but his pod was going straight to the house that they had already bought. So I need some place where it can be stored on the other end. And obviously, I can't have live plants in the pod. So, how many tall plants am I going to get into a Prius with my suitcase, my bug out bag, my cat, the litter box, the cat food, the cooler? Seriously, how much am I going to really cram into that car to drive across? It's not like you can tow on the back of a Prius. So I have to really, really think about what I'm going to need for that drive across the country. And so that's all that. So let's see. Willis Chili's. How you doing? Remind us where you are. Lady B's Urban Stead. That's cool, Lady B. I don't recall your name and your name there. And Urbanstead it's the first time I've really heard that, and that's awesome. Where is your urban garden? Your first time visitor. I'm so glad. Please welcome Lady B, everyone, and let us know if you prefer to be called something else. Robin Show is here from Indonesia. Thank you for tuning in again. That's fantastic. Eric is not moving in San Juan Island, and I wouldn't either if I were you. Let's see. Robin, no. Robin, unless you haven't been watching for a year now, you know that my garden is in containers. And I kind of thought my thinking was when I moved here, there's so many people that have to grow in containers around the world. My container videos are just going to be really popular, and they weren't. And so I quickly amassed all these plants here, and then I immediately started, and then my mother went into hospice, and so I was allowed to go and visit her. And I was over in Tennessee for literally 9 weeks. In fact, somebody wrote me and said a comment and said, "Have you actually spent one night here?" Because when you think about it, I rented November 1st, but I didn't move in until March 15th was the first night I spent here. So it's November, December, January, February, 4.5 months of rent. And I wasn't here. And then we had the lockdown immediately. So I was here for 3 months, March to April to May to June. Yeah, 3 months. And then they put my mother on hospice. And so I immediately made plans to go and visit her. Because they said, oh, now that she's in hospice, you can come see her. So she actually got better. And she she had her 91st birthday, September the 12th. So, and I was there. So I spent 9 weeks this summer. No, 6. 6 and 3.5, 9.5 weeks from June 21st till, 2 weeks ago, I was gone. So it's like I'm not even exactly sure, but probably all together I won't have spent more than 4 months in the 1 year of leasing this apartment, which is not cheap. So, but that's just the way it goes. I mean, nobody could have predicted. Well, I guess some people could have predicted what happened this year, but I didn't. And I didn't imagine. When I came here, I thought I was going to be doing all these great projects with other people, find this great place to garden, help out at a school garden, do various things. But what I found is I don't want to be in an apartment. I want to have my own garden outside because I think part of the issue of that I haven't felt well here is because I'm just cooped up, and I need to get outside. Anyway, that's a lot of that. Mm. Let's see. Everyone is welcoming Lady B. I'm happy to hear that. Amal agrees about the trees. It jumped. Hold on. I'm going to try to catch up real quick. Cynthia, hurry, here's. Well, Cynthia, you know, when you say the development property, uh, uh, everything's in a development. It's yeah, Sharon. I'm going to probably have to donate my piano. If I had a big, beautiful house to move straight here from straight here to straight there, I would keep it. But I don't, and I can't even. In my mind, I can't even figure out how to do that because I would have to hire the piano. If I rent a pod, it's a U-Haul situation. That's why my son is coming to help me move. But I mean, pack it, and I would have to hire the piano movers to take it apart, take it down, put it in the pod, and then on the other end, I would have to hire a piano mover to unpack it and move it into wherever I'm living. And the thing is, if I'm going into a rental house, I wouldn't even want to do that anyway. So I thought, well, I could donate it, take a tax deduction. It's a good quality piano, and there are a lot of professional musicians more here than would be over there that would maybe appreciate it. So I'm thinking of calling the Coburn School tomorrow. That's a big music school downtown, and get some direction on that. I don't want to, I imagined I would, once I finally got settled, I would garden and make videos and putz around on the piano and, do a little art and sit in the trees and, I tell you, once you get rid of your television, it just opens up so much time. Oh, let's see. So I don't have an answer for you about that yet. I am, yeah, about the development, Cynthia. It's just like you're either going into a development with a half an acre, with a completely flat grass, with a little tree, or house, 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 house. Sometimes you get lucky and you look out the back and it's just trees, but a lot of times it's house, house, house. So it doesn't feel private, and and sometimes it's in an HOA, but not always. So I saw a really beautiful house. I am telling you, I was so tempted. Oh my gosh, the only beautiful house I've seen. The only beautiful house I've seen. But it was on a golf course. My brother has lived on 4 different golf courses because he used to move around a lot, and with his jobs, and there are advantages and disadvantages. And I don't play golf, so Oh man, but that house just really Switzerland. Yes, that's right. Willis Chili's. Leave what at Daryl's place? Uh no, I cannot get very much in my Prius. It was very helpful moving from over there to over here though. I mean, remember Celine and I we loaded my Prius up at least 10 times. At least. Hello, Echocentric. Haven't heard from you in a long time, Newfoundland. I'm so glad you're saying hello and checking in. What city are you in, though, Lady B? Let's see. Son of a gun. By the way, you need to contact Jack so that we don't miss each other because when I go there, it'll be a while before I get on a plane and I fly back to Phoenix. I got to tell you. Good morning, Lori Lumax in Saskatchewan, Canada. Patricia, no, that's a no. He is agreeing to come here for 2.5 days. That's all he can manage. And all he's doing is helping me pack get everything out and get it packed. Okay, let's see. Somebody write down that address because I've got to keep going down the comments. 3421 Brookstone. It sounds familiar. Um, I can't imagine I would have missed it. Ah. The thing about a church, Sharon, is like, every church has got a piano. And so they've already got one. But a music school, even if they don't need it for one of their rehearsal rooms, they could turn around and sell it to a student, to a student's family or something, and make money for the school. So, oh, I know. I don't want to. I don't want to at all. Stephen, so much is being decided. I'm not sure how far along you are with all that I've been saying. Um, Stephen, remind everybody where you are because I forget. Uh, oh, was that just yesterday? That was the one from yesterday, Daryl? Yeah, we saw that. You can't put a house next door because the power lines. Oh no. Oh yeah, good, Eric. I haven't watched TV. I haven't watched an ATV. And when I travel and I go in hotel rooms, I never ever turn the television on. Oh gosh. Ah. It's so hard to say, Lori. I saw a big, beautiful grand piano in one of the houses, the first houses that I saw for sale, but it's $200,000 more than I can afford that property. Uh, but it was just perfect. You step inside and the piano was just it was perfect. I'm going, oh my God, my piano would just be perfect right there. Cynthia, yes, of course. I mean, the thing is, Cynthia, I'm out of time. I can get something with a bunch of acres and have all kinds of animals, no restrictions. Uh, but do I want to be off in the country by myself? I have to ask myself. It seems more and more. It just seems it's either that or it's that, and there's not a lot of in between. Well, I found a lovely little farm yesterday, but when I looked at the flood map, it's the whole front would be flooded, and you wouldn't even be able to get out to the main road. So this is called Wild Tonic Kombucha, and I love this stuff. This is my favorite kombucha that you purchase, made with honey, organic, USDA organic. It is delish. Hillary, no. I've been going through all that. Nope. Except that the positive thing is I am leaving. So I'm leaving regardless. I'm not going to wait around any longer. I'm going to go. Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I didn't see that, but I don't often see notifications on all those pages. Son of a gun. It's Jeremy, right? Isn't that your name? Um, Brian, Daryl said I saw what? The house? Okay. Looks like Ed is back in Arizona with his friend Lucinda from England, and hopefully you're watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I left you the link for the t-shirt. Lucinda said she wants one of my red t-shirts, my Dirt Person t-shirts. That's the premium tri-blend tea in red. Pretty simple. Okay. But I did leave the link underneath your comment, Ed. Lady B is doing dishes and turning up the sound. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do, Cheryl, except it's got to be more than 2 now. I've got 3 weeks. I know. It's a beautiful piano. It's a great story. I remember, Stephen, you're downtown. Nellie is here. Hi, Nellie. Jeremy number 2, yes. Thank you, Lisa. How are you doing? I want everybody to send out a big virtual hug to Lisa. It hasn't been an easy year for Lisa, and she sends so much love to me. I want everybody to give Lisa a big virtual hug. She's had a tough year. I've also got a college friend who is well, they've just written her off. Her liver stopped working, and she's not a candidate for transplant. So it does not look good, and so we just have to be very grateful for every day. And good morning, Debbie from Visalia. And I'm just trying to think how far Visalia is from here. I would love for you to have one of my plants. What I wanted somebody to take because I never got around to it. I wanted to do this because cardamom multiplies under the ground. And so I have 3 big pots of that. And I wanted somebody to take my cardamom, divide it into plants and sell it, and then, give part of the proceeds to my channel. But I know that's a lot of work, and it's probably unrealistic. And I can't take them all with me. So I found farms on that link one day. Well, Brian, let me know if you hear of anything else. The thing is with farms is I have seen this. All the farmhouses are old, which means, It was an old house to start with that they've slapped some siding on and put some new flooring in, and might have done an okay job or not. But but for the most part, it's an old farmhouse that has not been updated, and you've got the acreage, and you got an old barn, and I see a lot of those, and I've looked at a lot of those, but it's a lot to take care of, and I need a place I can move into. So I may even go into a rental house on the other end. I'm just not sure yet. Lisa. Lisa. Yes, Cookville. Okay, Cheryl, take care. We're at 8:45. Does anybody have any yeah, obviously. Right, right. Whoever got the best homestead land did that already, and the springs and everything. I mean, we just found one yesterday, right, Daryl? But it had an artesian spring, and or the yeah, they'll usually say, Xavier Hope Thomas, they usually say if the electric and plumbing has been updated, but usually not. And uh, yeah, I think that's designed for someone else, Haffy. Uh, I've seen plenty of log homes, and I just saw another one yesterday, and all of those logs have to be sealed everywhere, every year, and that's a lot of maintenance. And I have decided that I don't want all that wood to look at above my head. So, oh, that's nice, Eric. Spring fed pond. Yeah, that's just it. Now, I saw this one log home that was the homesteading place that was total off grid. They were selling it, but for a very high price, and no, no, not on the grid at all, and so dark inside. It would be impossible to shoot a video in there. I have to think about, okay, am I keeping my channel going? That's my intention. uh, I've got to be able to make videos. And if I'm in a neighborhood with a lot of people around, then I'm going to have to make a lot of videos inside. And I'm going to have a lot of natural light. I got to have a white ceiling, got to have white walls, got to have white countertops, got to have white cabinets. All of these places that have not been redone, you go in, it's dark cabinets, dark floor, no light coming in, hardly any windows. And it's just, I mean, I would love to take one of those and completely redo it, but now is not the time. This is not a good time. You can't find a contractor until April, and who knows what the economy is going to do between now and then. So and the financial markets and everything. So it's a very stressful time to try to be doing what I'm doing, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't act sooner. I thought I was acting soon, because I left here to go to Tennessee and look for stuff as soon as I could in June, because we had a lockdown. And I went in June, and then in sometime in July, I found that first house, and I thought, okay, I could live here. I could live here. They didn't do a great flip job. And then we found out there was a crack in the foundation. And so I gave that up, thinking, oh, there'll be something else. Then then I found the second house, and I was willing to overlook the bad flow, the bad layout, the poor quality materials inside, and all of that. but there's decking all around that needed to be sealed, and the inspector was able to put his knife through some of the support beams, and I mean, it needed so much maintenance. So, um, if you're gonna be spending that much money on something, you gotta start with a lower price. Okay, let's see. Well, that sounds like a great old time, Ed. I wish I had your, ability to just go and do stuff like that. Enjoy. Marvin is here from yes, the from the villages in Florida. Wait, Lee from the villages, Florida. Yeah, yeah, Marvin. The problem is evidently everybody and their brother is moving to Tennessee. And before you even see it in the listing, it is already got an offer. Um, but Connie, I believe that's the one that Daryl was just saying. There's a big power lines that go right. You have a lot of EMFs right beside the house. Yes, Shasha, it is. It's outrageous. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Gina. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to contribute towards? Tell me about your anything that is happening with your victory garden, and if you took my video seriously, and you're really working on your own victory garden, because you're taking the idea of providing for yourself and your family seriously. Let us know, so that we can all be inspired and be vicariously motivated through you. Yeah, that's true. John is here from San Jose, California. Hi, John. Uh, who is working on a victory garden? You're fermenting kohlrabi today. I wonder what that would taste like. I'm not a fan of kohlrabi, to tell you the truth. I grew it once. It's so beautiful. I loved the way it looked, but I didn't love the way it tasted. It tastes sort of like a turnip, right? Which I don't love either. Um, Shasha, can you remind everybody where you are? Yes, I hope you're right, Edwin. Your garden. Yes, Gina. Well, first things first, you got to take care of your mom. And it would be interesting to know what drug she had a reaction to, um, you know, because, our friend in Phoenix had the really bad reaction to an antibiotic, and I found out my cousin also had the same bad reaction to it. Stopped being able to walk. Hello. uh, let's see. Did we see that one, Daryl? 151 Mallard Drive, Sparta. Yvonne, remind everybody where you are, please. She has been gardening for winter food now. Good. Shasha is in Spring, Texas, just north of Houston. Okay. Yeah, I don't see myself getting down there anytime soon. Oh my goodness, 35-liter bucket of beets. Now, are you going to ferment them? Are you going to, how are you gonna prepare all those to save? And ecocentric, you have a homestead, so you obviously have a big storm cellar. That's another thing, everybody. In looking for a place, the houses that do not have well, first of all, the houses that do have a basement, I would say 9 out of 10 have moisture problems. And so you think, oh, I've got a basement, I've got a storm cellar, just a built-in storm cellar to go to because there's tornadoes in Tennessee. But almost every single one has moisture problems. And you've got to have some place to store your food, cool storage, uh, cold storage for the winter. So Jamela is here. I'm just going to be on for 5 minutes, but I'm so glad to hear from you, Jamela. Um, yeah, yeah. Cipro. Cipro. I think Cipro is a pretty common antibiotic, isn't it? Isn't that what they do for, huh, I don't know. I shouldn't talk out of the side of my mouth. I'm not sure. But I'm sorry that really, that she had a bad reaction to that. And I hope that you can get her cleared of that toxicity. Wow. Tess has got it going in her backyard garden. Did you tell us where your garden is, Tess? Sister Marcel's backyard garden. She's got all kinds of things she's growing, and I think that's been a big, huge part of my issue here is that because I haven't been able to get out and plant things and see them growing and feel hopeful. I think you feel very hopeful when you're able to grow food items and edible plants. And because I've been traveling and trying to see my mother and trying to juggle and trying to find a place to live and now packing and stuff, it's been impossible to garden, and it makes a dent. Let's see, Alaire Olivas is here from Arroyo Grande. Ah, yes. It might not be too late. You might get all of that in. I mean, you're going to get the garlic, and if your lettuce is got some cover, I'm sure Arroyo Grande is hot out there. Uh, CJ is here. Yeah. Well, a lot of people are injured from. Well, I'm not even going to go there. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's terrible. Gina says it causes women over 60 to hallucinate. Ciprofloxacin. Okay, make a note, everybody. Listen, Jeremy, keep looking. You might be the answer to my prayer. Oh, I miss growing cilantro so much, Connie. That's fantastic. Uh, Connie hopefully will have some of my cardamom. What else? And the cardamom is, you can also grow it indoors, not just have to be just outdoors. We're going to I have to take stock of everything and see. Vernice is here from El Paso. And that's right. You're in Western New York State. Yvonne is up in New York, Northern New York, and let's see. Veronice is El Paso, and yeah, okay. Steve Hart is here. Oh, that's great, Steve. I really appreciate you watching for a long time. Mwah. I'm sending you a big kiss and a hug. Thank you so much. I have taken such a hit this year on my channel. It's just unbelievable. So I need everybody to share, and like my videos, leave comments, interact, so that YouTube starts sharing again. You know, just because you have over 50,000 subscribers doesn't mean that they all get a notification if you upload a video. They don't. Many of those people don't. And so make sure that you go back and check that bell for notifications, scroll down and hit all. So you get notified if there's, because I finally uploaded a video day before yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's fun. And I do a pepper taste test. Yes, Stephen, I think you're right. Steve Hart, where are you located? Oh, you're going to pickle the beets. It almost seems like you should ferment them, and that way you get the benefit of the fermenting. But I love pickled beets too. Love pickled beets. Daryl, check out that address that Brian just left. Rachel Reselling. Hello from Northwest Montana. Oh my God. My son wants to be on a ranch in Montana so bad. 6 gallons of blackberries. Oh my Lord. What a blessing. I mean, those things are loaded with antioxidants. You could make smoothies all winter with 6 gallons. Wow. Do you live there full time? Because it just seems like it would be harsh getting through the winter in Northwest Montana. Hillary, where do you send pictures? What kind of pictures, Hillary? Are you talking, what are we talking about in terms of the pictures? Oh, very quickly, I've got to jump and get caught up here. You can just send pictures to my email but I'm not sure what you're sending. Tendinitis. Oh, tendinitis. Hurt you bad. Oh my God, many people have had bad reactions to Cipro, hospitalized, partially paralyzed, left side. Holy cow, be very aware of this drug, everyone. Oh gosh, you make me crazy. Eric, enjoy those pancakes. Oh, Southern Maryland, okay. Here's the deal, Shasha, is if I am within a half an hour north or south, okay, there are 2 main considerations. If one, I have a brother from your direction in Abingdon, Virginia, and I have a brother in Nashville and a sister not far from there. And that's everybody. And so if I am, and I don't want to get too far east because all these people won't come to see me, but this brother will come and see me. So if I'm in Cookeville, which is not halfway, but it's farther, but Cookeville is perfect because, first of all, Daryl has said many, many times, there's no airport in Putnam County, so I'm not going to have planes overhead when I'm trying to make videos. And if I'm within 30 minutes of I-40, then it's a quick stop off to see me and then go on and see my mother and my brother and I mean the rest of the family, and it's easy for me. So if I want to continue any kind of acting work, I need to be within an hour of Nashville. So Cookeville is just over that, but it's still doable. And so that's why I haven't gone too far south or too far north. You can find a really great house if you get farther away, but then it just creates a problem. I won't know anybody, and I won't have the resources for gardening. So that's why I'm kind of stuck in this one zone, trying to for something, just trying to conjure up. I can't make it happen, obviously, but I keep thinking I'll just turn it on and I'll see something that's just perfect. I saw something great in Springfield, yeah, which is north of Nashville. So that cuts out all of that other stuff, cuts out my resources with Daryl and them in Cookeville, Daryl and Denise in Cookeville. And, Cookeville has a good hospital. It has not too far from organic farms. So anyway, as soon as I found this property up there, but I was considering Springfield because, I need a place, and there was 8 acres, and she said there were multiple offers, and you had to have your offer in by 9 p.m. and they would consider them. So I'm just on the computer every day trying to what is that, Denise? Denise just sent me another listing. So let's see, virtual hugs. Really? That's interesting. I didn't think HCQ was an antibiotic, because I thought you had to take it in concert with an antibiotic. Shasha. I know your name is not Shasha, but or maybe it is. Bonnie is here. Oh my gosh, Bonnie, you're growing all kinds of wonderful things in Central Texas. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Central Texas, where are you located in relation to Lubbock? I know Lubbock is in West Texas, and Austin and Lubbock will be my stops in Texas. Yeah, go have fun, Ed. I'm just gonna sweat it out over here. Thank you everyone for crushing up the like button. We got 72 people watching, and I can't tell you what it means to me that you're continuing to support this channel when I am, in such huge transition. I can't tell you. It's fantastic, and it's keeping me going. And I send my blessings to you, and I hope you have a great week. And I hope that oh my gosh, Trudy is here from the Philippines, Manila, region 4A. My goodness, that's cold. That can't be right. In the Philippines, it would be hot. Steve, you're in Louisville. Okay. Be safe up there. I know you've had a lot of trouble. Thank you so much for joining, Trudy. I'm just about to get off. Rachel, let's see. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Patricia. Oh, Yvonne, are you talking about that? Are you talking about that pepper in my video? Yeah, I just took a little nibble, and it was just really surprised me that it didn't just, and you noticed I was going like that so that it didn't get I didn't bite it with my lips because, sometimes your lips can really burn if you get the hot pepper on there. Yes. Oh, Hillary, so you're saying, where can you send pictures of your victory garden? Just email me. Let's see. Thank you, Robin, for staying up past your bedtime. 55 miles from Austin, Bonnie. Well, maybe we can meet when I come through there. Shasha is a microbiologist, so she knows about this stuff. That's very good. HCQ is a quinolone derivative. Cipro is a quinolone. Thank you, Yvonne. I really appreciate that. Beans is here. Brian has posted another address for Daryl. Grab that address, Daryl. Did you take HCQ? Weenie beans? If so, I would love to know. Can you grow moringa in an 18-gallon tub? Yes, you can. The deeper the pot, the better, because with moringa, the taproot is about 1 foot down from the planting. So the planting is here, and it'll have a couple little roots, and then it'll have one taproot that'll go straight down to a ball. So you got to have at least a foot, just for the taproot, and then you need room for the roots underneath that. So it'll start off, it'll get going in a tub, but it really needs to be, I would say, 18 inches deep to do well. And it likes heat, so I don't know if you can keep that going through the winter. Bonnie, just keep in touch with me and remind me, because, Selena is here. My gosh, Selena is the one that's growing 200 plants in her Queens apartment, and we just want to give it up to Selena, or Selina, who is doing so much in her little urban apartment garden. And with that, I agree, Shasha. No, I don't even know where Grimsley, Tennessee is, but somebody grab that address. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. Have a fantastic week. And I really appreciate all your prayers, and I send them back to you. There are a lot of people suffering in this world, and we just want to lift them up and give them hope and inspiration. And the best way to do that is to get everybody growing food. And it's just a total win-win to plant seeds and watch things grow. So with that, have a great week, and thank you so much. And I'll see you on Wednesday.